Hi friends, welcome to WebChamp. In this video, I'm going to discuss filter modification functions in DAX. Okay, so in DAX, we have few functions. That functions allow us to modify the filters in calculations. Okay, and even in my earlier videos, I discussed all except and all selected. Even I discussed the difference between all versus all except, all versus all selected. And now in this video, I'm going to discuss the difference between all and all cross filtered. How these two functions are used to remove the filter in different ways. Okay. So let's see how this works. Okay. If I wanted to create the table based on the this column, and if I wanted to get the sum of sales by country, so I can create this table and I can use the country field here, okay, as a categorical. And as we know that due to relationship, if I create the measure and drag, okay, on the table, meaning add it to the table column, so the data or the total sales will get splitted as per the country. This is what happening automatically. If you don't want any kind of filter, then what you can do, you can use the all function to remove the filter, whether the filter is coming from slicer, okay, it might coming from the relationship. Okay, so in that case, we can use all to remove any kind of filter to find out the percentage. Okay, any kind according to the category or categorical sales value. Like Australia, if you want to find the percentage for the Australia, what we can do, we can bring the total sales for all the rows first of the table and then create the a percentage calculation formula like this, right? So now my requirement is that if you want to remove the filter which is coming, okay, which is coming from any specific table, not from all the table. Okay. In that case, if you use the all selected function, sorry, all cross filtered function, not all selected, all cross filtered. Okay, so this function, whatever the table you will specify here in the cross filter, all cross filtered, okay, it will remove the filter from that table. None of the columns filter, either it is implicit or it can be explicit filter, nothing is going to affect that values. Okay, let's create the measure with all cross filtered. So let's say new measure, and I will say total sales all cross filtered, okay, is equal to calculate. Calculate is the function that we need to use to modify the filters, right? And then if I say all cross filtered here, okay, whatever the table you will specify here, if I specify sales, okay, and if you look at my say total sales amount, so the amount is coming from the sales column. And if I say remove all the filters from sales table, this will works very similar to the all filter. If I bring this here, you will see that, okay, none of the filter is working for this. Right? It behaves like all function, all that is we use to remove the filter from all. But if you specify a specific table name from which you don't want to consider the any kind of filter, right? So here what I will do, I will say customer. Okay, and if I hit the enter button, now it is able to filter the data for the country. Why? Because country is coming from the territory table, not from the customer table. But any slicer, or if you bring anything here which is from the customer table, so this is not going to work. I mean, the filter is not going to work. So it will remove all the types of filters. It may be explicit, it may be an implicit filter. It will remove. But when it completely depends upon the table name, whatever you passed to this function. Okay, so now if I try to apply the filter, you can see that filter is working here. But if I remove, and even though if you try to apply the filter from customer table, okay, so this column, the slicer or occupation column is coming from the customer table. You can see here it is coming from the customer table. And what I specified here, remove all cross filtered from customer. Okay, even though if I try to make the selection here, it is not going to affect my amount. Nothing will get affected, right? Instead of this, if I go and if I select the territory table, okay, if I select the territory, now this implicit filter is not going to work. Why? Because this is coming from the territory column. The country is coming from the territory table. And none of the filter is going to work for this column, which is coming from the territory table. So this is how it affects the calculation. Or this helps us to remove the filter from specific table. And this is what the difference. This is what the difference between all and all cross filtered. All will remove any type of filter from all the tables, but in case of all cross filtered, whatever the table you will specify, it will remove the filters from that table. It is not going to, meaning all cross filter is not going to remove the filter from all the tables. This is what the very simple difference between these two functions. And that's all about the all cross filtered versus all. Okay, so here it shouldn't be all except and all. If I remove that, and if I bring the percentage field where I used this total sales all, okay, these two columns, so percentage should come based on these two columns. Okay. So like this, if you want to find out something and see the effect of filters and find out the percentage, so you can use this all cross filter, but to remove the specific filters of specific table. This is how it works. And I hope you like the content of this video. Thank you so much for watching the video. Have a nice day. Please do not forget to subscribe WebJam.